Hola amigos, before we start, please be advised the following episode contains content that could be triggering and upsetting to some viewers and listeners. This episode contains conversation of sexual and relationship abuse. Viewer and listener discretion is advised.
Hi guys, and welcome to La Lucha is Real podcast. I'm your host Angel.
And I'm Edith. Damn, I said that really long.
Yeah.
Edith.
You know who you remind me of?
Who?
Nacho.
Oh. Bitches.
Bro, I don't care what anybody says. That movie's funny as
It's
fuck.
fucking hilarious.
And I don't even care that they got a white man to play this like half Mexican whatever.
Person.
Yeah. I think in the show he's technically half Mexican.
He's not full, yeah.
Yeah, he's not full. But still, I don't even give a fuck. That movie was funny as shit.
Yeah, it was funny. I've only seen it like once.
That's one of Val's favorite movies. Oh. And he always does this thing. You know what? Maybe never mind. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, never mind. I'm not going to say it. Because then Val's going to be like, what the fuck? He's going to be like, you trying to fight
me?
Yeah, he's probably going to be like, you trying to fight? Alright guys, today we're going to start off with Chisme.
Yeah. And then just a heads up, guys, this is one of our pre-recorded episodes.
Yes, this is one of our pre-recorded episodes.
Yeah, so if shit has happened in the world and we don't say anything about it, is because this shit is being recorded way in advance.
Yeah.
So
like over a month.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Mm-hmm. Type shit. Edith is living her best life right now.
Yeah. Hey, have you noticed that we say type shit a lot?
Yeah, we do.
Someone called it us. Someone called it us. They were like, they're like, I lost track of how many times you guys said type shit.
I don't know. I didn't even, bro. I never even like acknowledged that.
I know.
Type shit. I do say that a lot.
No, I say that shit a lot too.
Yeah.
Like
shit.
Whatever type shit. You know.
Pero vamos a empezar hoy. Do we have a funny chisme palmetiche, or is it intense or dramatic?
I have no idea. Honestly, I don't even know where the fuck we're at. But
pero vamos a empezar con chisme palmetiche. I thought you were gonna keep on going with me. I thought you were gonna end it. This is not good coordination.
Get your tea ready, your popcorns.
Your popcorn.
Your chips, your snacks, whatever.
Bro, talking about chips, so side note. I just have to tell you. So, have you tasted the Doritos new flavor? It's like ketchup, spicy ketchup.
That sounds disgusting.
Bro, so tell me why. I'm not saying I love it, you know. Tell me why, because my padre, being the Mexican that he is, you know, he just sees that things and he just picks them up. So he thought it looks like the regular the spicy nacho Doritos. Like, it literally looks the same, but it has a different flavor. So I got ketchup. Those thinking that it was spicy nachos, but it was spicy kicking ketchup. I don't fucking know, bro. So los abrimos y my sister was like, they're not that bad. They're actually pretty good. Bro, I eat one. That's straight up ketchup. That's straight up fucking, you poured a big chunk of fucking catsup on that shit. No, and I'm not the biggest, like, I'm not a big ketchup person, so that was not
you just zoom in on my face at that moment, like,
yeah.
What in tarnation?
I mean, if you like them, that's you, boo. Do you know? But
what kind of American thing is that?
Ahí están los
¿Quién tuvo ese idiota?
Idiota. Yes, exactly. And I'm like, no. I mean, I could see when people who really like ketchup, like, I really like ranch, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but ranch.
It's ranch,
yeah, it's ranch, especially like Wingstop ranch.
Bro, that sounds so good. No me digas, estoy a dieta. Pero, yeah, I just thought I should mention that.
That's
in case you
weird.
Ever get Doritos, make sure to look at the bag, because they're inventing new fucking flavors. I can't remember
the last time that I went out of my way to buy Doritos. I'm definitely a hot Cheeto girl.
Yeah, you love your hot Cheetos.
Yeah.
Well, now baked, right? Ya ahorita baked.
Pues el baked, porque, you know, like,
estamos a dieta.
But, yeah, like, even growing up, I was always, like, the hot Cheeto girl where my fingers were always fucking red. Like, these three. Oh, that's weird. But
these three.
But they were red for another reason. That was so inappropriate. These three were always red because of my hot Cheetos.
I love hot Cheetos, and I'm that. Yo soy esa persona that give me the lime, the ones that hot Cheetos that have lime, or the extra hot, whichever is. And I put them in a bowl, and I put like Valentina or Tapatio, usually Valentina, all over them, and then limon, and then a little sprinkle of salt, like they don't have enough salt already.
Yeah, that shit is so high in sodium.
Bro, that shit hits.
Or have you like...
Te va a arder cuando
yeah.
tengas que desecharlos. But that shit.
I would honestly, I would even get like the extra hot ones, the black bag.
Yeah, the black bag. Oh,
girl, the black bag, that shit was
so
bomb.
fucking good.
Or I would even like get the bag, and then like if you're at a 7-Eleven, get the nacho cheese.
Yeah.
And like put in there. Yeah, I used to eat that.
Pero ya le tengo que calmar porque antes sí podía bien, y ahora like fucking heartburn, like I'm old as shit. Like I gotta time myself.
You're like, I can't eat this too late.
Yeah, like fuck, a poquito, and my parents just look at me like, you think you're young eating that shit? Nah, bro. Nah, it's gonna catch up to you, and it did. I was like, fuck.
Hey, meanwhile, the people listening to us right now, like, when y'all fat ass is gonna get to the Chisme?
They're like, y'all stop talking about fucking hot Cheetos, bitches. Hot Cheeto tortas over here.
Okay, let me get to the Chisme now. Okay. All right. Hey, girlies. Okay, it's a long one. Oh, thank you for the heads up. I live with my aunt and uncle. One night, I was home alone. So was my uncle. Oh, I don't even
want to go on.
I don't even like what I'm saying.
You said no.
Okay.
Give it. Have it.
One night I was home alone, and so was my uncle. He had a history of asking me weird questions growing up about my friends, wanting pictures of them, etc.
Ew.
Ick.
Disgusting.
Gross.
Ew.
Ugh.
Predator.
Yes.
Child. They were. How old is she? No dicho, ¿verdad? O yo me estoy inventando.
No dijo. She just said he had a history of asking me weird questions growing up. So when she was young too, growing up, about my friends and wanting pictures of them, etc. But I never really put things together until I got older. Anyway, on this night, he tried texting me and propositioned me and said, I know this is wrong because of your aunt, but I automatically freaked out, locked my bedroom door, and texted him back that I was telling my mom. Good for you!
Yes!
Thank you! Yes!
Fuck.
When my mom got home, she had a long conversation with him, and they agreed my aunt or cousins didn't have to know this happened, but he would need to stay away from me. Oh. I am much older now, and I've never been able to get over it. I hold a lot of anger because he saw me grow up since I was 4 years old.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
He saw me grow up since I was 4 years old, and I find it completely disgusting. I repeatedly get into arguments with my mom because she thinks I should forget about it because nothing happened. I've tried to explain to her why I feel the way that I do and the fear and anxiety I had when that happened. It could have been much worse, and I know that, but it's hard for me to be around him and act normal. No.
No.
I rarely say a word to him, and we still live together. Okay. At first, I thought the resolution they came to was a good decision because my cousins were little and we didn't want them growing up without their dad. In my opinion, regardless of what happened, he's been a piece of shit dad. He's not present, doesn't help with anything around the house. The only thing he's good for is financial support. Now that my cousins are older, I struggle with wanting to tell them. What do you do, amigas? Oh, that one's hard. Oh my god, my stomach.
That's disgusting. I don't blame. Like, I would fucking feel the same, bro. Like, it doesn't matter. The fact that uncle felt comfortable enough to tell her that he wanted to do shit with her.
And he even said, like, I know this is wrong.
Yes. He knew it was fucking wrong. He saw you grow up since you were fucking little and he still wanted to do that shit.
It's like an invasion of, like, you no longer feel comfortable in your own home.
No.
Like.
And I'm sorry. I mean, a parent... we'll do whatever. But like, I'm just saying, if that was my kid, I'm telling everybody, I'm gonna give a fuck, because that tells what kind of person you are, you know. Like, that's if she obviously didn't feel comfortable with him, so why are we fucking keeping it undercover?
And I don't think it's right of your family to invalidate your feelings, because it is scary to like know that you are in a house with a predator.
Exactly.
Like,
that's literally what it is, because they saw you grow up, and you don't say the age or anything like that.
No,
right?
they don't say the age.
But
she said they grew up since she was 4.
No.
She grew up with them since she was 4.
No.
And growing
That's
up,
a fucking predator.
Yeah, that's a predator. And who knows what I don't know what it is with families wanting to fucking just like shoo things under the fucking rug and be like, oh, pues no pasó nada.
Yeah, no pasó. Like, that's sí pasó algo.
Yeah.
Just with him feeling comfortable enough, you might be the first one, but who quién dice que no hay otra persona? You get me? Another. Oh. No, never. You know what? That's very prominent in Latino families, where they try to fucking put it under the fucking rug.
Yeah.
Why? Hacer desmadre, ni modo. Like, you're the fucking why should we keep it under secret when it's your fucking disgusting problem?
Yeah, and why are we protecting these people? They're pieces of shit.
Protecting fucking predators.
Like, it just really fucking irks me, because there's other things that, like, okay, like, for example, like, let's talk about, I don't want to talk about, like, sexuality. I think we kind of touched on that prior. But, like, even, like, let's say teen pregnancy, right? A teen pregnancy, and then they go out of their way to fucking, like, kick them out of the house or, like, do all these things. But yet, like, no, they're like, oh no, but like they try to hide shit, like throw shit under a rug, like when there's a fucking predator in the family,
exactly,
and
so
forget about it. But it's so easy for them to like kick out their fucking teen pregnant daughter or whatever.
Exactly, it's so easy for some fucking parents. I don't even want to call them parents, honestly, but so like the ones that kick out their kids, whatever. I'll go into that right now. But like, se les hace tan fácil to fucking cover this shit of a child predator that could cause harm to children, you know, and other people, then it's easier to accept that than accept their pregnant teenage daughter. Like, make that make sense to me.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
Like, they're all willing to fucking kick them out y dejarlos en la nada cuando más los necesitan.
Yeah.
But
they're willing to
weird ass fucking uncle.
Yeah.
That's fucking preying on children. Oh,
they're willing to fucking
no hizo nada.
Yeah.
Dijo algo, pero no hizo nada. So how we?
Or not only that, but like they just be like trying to act like nothing fucking happened, and they're like willing to go out of the way to protect this person. But like in that case with like a pregnant teen or whatever, they're like, no, you're out of my house. Yeah. They're not even going out of their way to protect them. But it's the same parent who's willing to go and protect a fucking predator. And like obviously this case,
the blind eye.
This case is not a pregnant teen or whatever. But
we're just kind of like
venting. I don't know.
Or venting.
But no, it's just annoying because it's like, why do people protect predators?
I have no idea. Until this day, I have no idea. And I don't know about other cultures and everything, but I think we could speak about the Latino culture, that we have a lot of, like, seen it a lot in different families where they do protect that. ¿Por qué? Ni saber yo. Honestly, I have no idea.
I think maybe too because he's the financial support, and I don't know what the family dynamic is, and I'm assuming he's probably the breadwinner. And I think they're more in a position of like, we don't know what we would do without the financial support, and
you would turn a blind eye just because of financial support, knowing that.
I mean, I wouldn't, but I'm saying maybe that's probably the mentality that they prefer. They prefer like a roof over their head, like
over a child being protected.
Yeah. And that's so crazy to me to think that when you weigh the options, it's like roof over my head, like, or protect
my children being safe.
And it's like when you put it in those terms and you really have to decide, like, it's I feel like people don't really say this shit, and that's why people don't talk about it, because they know that, because then when they do talk about it, then like, they have to fucking admit that they chose this safety net over the fucking safety of their child.
Exactly.
And they don't want to fucking...
They don't want to admit
They don't want to admit that they chose that over the fucking safety of their child. Yeah. And they don't want to admit it out loud. And that's why they fucking try to cover shit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Oh my God. That's disgusting. Honestly, amiga or amigo... Was it a girl? I think it was a girl. Remember. I'm sorry that happened to you.
I'm so sorry because I can't. Fuck.
I can't even imagine like the anxiety and just like being under the same fucking roof as this disgusting person, and constantly feeling like, what if like you're sleeping and like what if tonight's the night that somehow
I have to make sure I have to lock the door at all times.
Yeah,
te sientes bien like you have to be on high alert.
Your body's on constant high alert, and that fucking stress that it's causing your body is not healthy.
And it's like, okay, ya te vieron, you know that they saw you like that at that point. They're gonna keep on seeing you like that. Obviously, they might not vocalize it, but eso ya se quedó. There's no fucking turning back on that shit.
Yeah. And who knows, maybe like, because you know how they say that like predators have like an age preference, and like maybe she's much older now, he might not do anything, but still like just that fucking nagging feeling in the back of your head
that they were willing to do that shit with you.
Yeah. And just thinking like, oh, that's crazy because this person saw me grow up. Like we don't know if this person saw me like potty training, fucking, you know, like you don't know, or like you're in a little bikini fucking going in like a little pool in the backyard, and te están mirando así, and just knowing that is like so unsettling. It's kind of like, and I don't mean to compare it. Never mind. I'm not even going to compare it to something else because I'm not going to invalidate what you're feeling or whatever.
But you're in total like, don't gaslight yourself either for feeling that way, because you're in all your right to feel that way. Like,
your home is your sanction. Yeah. Like you
don't feel safe at home. It's just no. Nah, girl, I would never get over that shit. No.
I'm so sorry, friend, that happened to you. And
I don't even know what you would do. It's because I feel like it's a trick, because she was saying that she was, or she or he. No me acuerdo. But our friend was saying that they didn't know if to tell the kids or not. I think cousins? That they're cousins. I think that's if it like that's.
Do you think it's her well, I mean, it did happen to her.
Yeah.
I think it's just.
Pero la mamá I'm sorry. It's just like, it was what, the sister's husband.
It's because it's one of those situations where like
sister. Like, bro, your husband's over here looking at my daughter the fucking wrong way, asking for shit.
Maybe she could talk to her aunt.
Yeah.
But they're adults now. Her cousins are adults.
Pero todos modos, no sé, bro.
No, it's just one of those things. Like, are you willing to jeopardize the relationship you have with your cousins? Because that's definitely going to draw a wedge. Because it's going to be like it can go so many fucking ways. It could be like, oh my God, like, thank you for telling me, but now they have to live with the fact that their dad is a predator.
Yeah.
Or it could also go with the like, no, I don't believe you. You're just making shit up for attention.
Fuck yeah,
exactly. Like, and
you'll be known for that person that just.
Yeah. And now, like, it's gonna start a fucking shitstorm in the whole family type shit.
But I'm just saying, if there's other, like, little kids around your household, I definitely would not keep... I personally would not keep quiet.
No, if there's other little kids, I wouldn't keep quiet either, because I would want to protect that little kid. Because that's disgusting. But it just depends. I think she's talking specifically about her cousins that are older now. They're adults. I think it's up to you and how, like, if you're willing to jeopardize the relationship with your cousins.
Just go in knowing that it could go one or the other way.
Yeah.
One or the other way.
So it's totally up to you. I feel like I personally, as a person, I would want to know if my dad's a fucking shitty ass person. But again, cada quien le tienes que tantear cómo es, how are your cousins? Because it could go so many ways.
I don't know. That
one's a hard one. That one's a hard one. Yeah, that was a hard one.
Fuck, man. I'm so sorry you're going through that shit. Especially still living in the same household, you know?
Yeah. I just don't understand why people... I need someone to make it make sense on why they would protect a predator.
Me too. I literally don't understand, because I feel like if I was... I'm not, obviously not a mother, you know. But I feel like if that was my kid, whoo, all hell will break loose.
Yeah.
Like, you better fucking run, because have a fucking knife or a fucking gun in my fucking hand. You better fucking run.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, not sorry, Violent. I know, but no me voy a quedar callada tampoco. Yeah. Like, everybody's gonna know. I don't give a fuck. If they want to say I'm crazy and I'm lying, I don't give a fuck. Me and my kid are leaving. No. No sé cómo le voy a hacer a la chingada, but my kid's safety comes first.
That's crazy because, like, not only does, like, la tia have to deal with the fact that there's a few things that she's going to have to deal with in this scenario. Finding out that your husband, the person that you are in love with, or I don't know.
Is a child predator.
Yeah, is a child predator. 2, they fucking like, they fucking approached your niece. And 3, like, there's like, you don't know, just like that trust being, like, shattered of, like, you don't know what they're doing to your own kids.
Exactly.
And, like, there's that, like, I don't know, there's just a few, like, there's so much going.
I just want to know how they, like, for me, it's like, just make it make sense to me. Like, I get it, money, financial ties, but at the end of the day, if you really put it out and say it how it is, like...
Say it how it is, yeah.
Say it fucking...
Money, like, you're choosing money over your child's safety?
Like, my child's safety is literally jeopardized right now. I don't fucking have means. Maybe I'm not not the breadwinner. Maybe I stay at home. I don't fucking know, you know? I'm not the breadwinner, right? ¿Qué hago? A roof over my head because of stability... or my child's safety. Like, I feel for me, it's... Like, for us, it's an obvious answer. No sé cómo me la voy a averiguar, pero de aquí... Ya sale el child predator, salimos nosotros. Like, we're not going to be in the same roof.
Yeah, no. For us, I think it's an obvious answer, but
I'm just trying to think about, like... Especialmente family, like...
Yeah, I don't understand the mentality. I can't... I'm trying to think of it from every angle, and I wish someone could share their perspective, but to me, it's like, I feel like they're just... people are afraid to say out loud that they're choosing, like, financial stability over their child's fucking safety. And I keep fucking saying that, but I feel like it needs to be fucking said. Because people keep trying to cover and protect these fucking disgusting people.
Exactly. No sé, bro. It's just weird to me. It's real weird, but...
And some of these people, these fucking predators, even take advantage and bank on the fact that they are the financial stability, and they know that, like...
No los van
a dejar. Because they're taking care of everybody. So you now have to fucking excuse all of their fucking... but like all of their fucking stupid
disgusting shit they do.
Yeah, you now have to excuse it because...
How do you do that?
I don't know.
Aquí, we don't know if the tia knows or not that they were a child, like, whatever.
Yeah.
But, like, let's say you knew. Like, how can you stay knowing?
I don't know.
Like, how can you stay knowing that? Like, I don't know. It's not what a parent would do, in my opinion. You're putting money over stability over your kid's safety. It's just weird.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Now, if it was like, I think in maybe different circumstances where, like, let's say that the dad's not a child predator, but they're just abusive, like, and then they don't leave because they're they're choosing stability again. They choose the stability of a fucking home and over their own safety now.
Yeah, that's another one.
Because in those scenarios, obviously they're the ones being abused, pero se quedan. ¿Por qué? Porque they have a roof over their head, they have nowhere to go. And, like, honestly, this is just like a
Of course, like, we're gonna have our own thoughts and stuff like that, but I think it's like the person who's actually living through it, like, it's not until we get, because isn't it like when it comes to women being abused, and I'm just talking about women because women and men get abused.
Yeah.
Okay, let's put that out there. It's not just fucking women, it's men as well.
Oh yeah, but I think like just men are underreported.
Yeah, it's underreported, so there's not enough studies on that. But there was a study about like women being abused, and it takes a woman 7 tries to actually leave an abusive relationship.
Yeah.
7 fucking tries, and that's if they don't end up dead.
Yeah. But I obviously, like, my mom has always said, cada cabeza es un mundo.
Yeah.
And like, for example, like when there's kids involved, like se quedan because they were like, oh, well, they're not being abusive to the kid, but I don't want their kid to grow up without a dad or mom or whatever. And se quedan. So they're willing to risk their fucking, what is it? Like
Their well-being.
Their well-being.
But that's like el sacrificio de una madre,
Or padre.
Oh, padre.
I don't know. This is a touchy subject, but
I don't know, because it's just, yeah.
Like, at what point do you decide enough is enough? I don't know. Eso tampoco no lo vamos a saber.
Yeah, until you're in a situation. Pero también a la misma vez, como tú dijiste, like, cada mundo es su...
Cada cabeza es un mundo.
Cada cabeza es su mundo. Cada mundo tiene su cabeza. O sea, cada cabeza es su mundo.
Yeah.
Like,
everybody's gonna have their own reasons for...
Their own fears, their own shit like that.
It's just crazy because at some point it's just like...
When is enough?
Yeah, when is enough? When do you decide enough is enough?
A lot of, like, women, like, literally stay, mostly for the children. It's mostly for the children.
That's sad.
I know.
That's really sad. All right, I think we're approaching our break. So, yeah, we're going to take a quick break.
It got real heavy.
I know, it got real heavy. All right, guys, we're going to take a brief break and we'll be back. All right, guys, and we are back. All right.
And we left off on a very heavy subject.
Yeah, it was very fucking heavy. Was not expecting it to take that turn.
I know, we were like, shit.
No, but it just like it okay, we left off on like we were kind of going on about what were we going on about? Abusive relationships. And not exactly knowing when enough is enough. Yeah. But like, what about in situations?
But we're talking about physically.
Yeah, like physically abusive relationships. But like, what about in just toxic relationships in general? Like, maybe they're not physically abusive,
but they're like emotionally abusive.
Yeah, or it's just like a toxic relationship. Yeah. Like, how do you know when enough is enough? Maybe, like, let's even say that there's no kids in the picture. Like, so you can't really use, like...
the kid excuse, like, I gotta be here for my kid.
Yeah. Like, when... Because I feel like in a lot of relationships where there's no kid or whatever, and they're in... Like, I've seen a lot of toxic... I've seen a lot of toxic relationships. Yeah. No kid in the picture, but, like, they just, like, dragged on the relationship for years. Oh, excuse me. My stomach. But it's like this relationship just went on forever, and it's like they're so fucking toxic. Like, why are you guys still together? Honestly, like I've been in a toxic relationship, but it didn't last that long.
Once you cut, when did you cut it off? Like, when did you say, like, aquí ya me voy, bye?
It was like under a year. I think we were only dating for maybe like 6 months.
What was the decision factor? Like, what made you, like,
okay, so
like a general. You don't have to be specific, but like...
Okay, for me, I think what broke it off was... First of all, he was very fucking toxic. And I want to say mentally and abusive. Like, mentally and emotionally abusive.
Yeah.
I think he was the one who broke it off the first time. Actually, no. We never really got back together. Okay, so he broke it off the first time because basically he said I was boring. And I was like... Okay. And I was like, I guess I wasn't fucking fighting him back or stimulating.
Tóxica.
Yeah, I guess I wasn't a tóxica enough for him.
Yeah.
So he broke up with me for that. But then we ended up we kept talking and like hanging out and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I think I was just like, because I think at this point everybody was like, "Oh, are you gonna get back with him?" And then I think to prove everybody wrong, I didn't fucking get back with him. So there was my ego. That was
good though.
My ego was like, "No, I'm not getting back with him," and I didn't. But I still liked him.
Yeah.
I still wanted to get back with him, but I didn't because of my fucking ego and my pride did not let me, because I was like, "No, I'm not getting back with him." But that was the same ex that ended up dating my friend.
Fucking toxic.
Yeah. Oh shit. I think it was mine. Or was it yours? No, it was yours.
It was mine.
Yeah.
Mine just told me I need a bedtime reminder.
Oh, mine does that too. Oh no, it's my sister. Never mind.
I was like, mine was 6 minutes ago, but okay.
Okay. Anyways, what were we saying? Dude, nosotros distraídas acá.
Toxic
Our friends are
relationship.
probably like, "What the fuck, guys?"
When do you cut it off?
Yeah, when do you cut it off? When is enough enough? Because for me, when is enough enough? Because for me, I feel like it, first of all, it only lasted like a few months, and then the way that it ended and it was played out, it was,
It was just like, no. I think, well
it just fizzled out, and then
Yeah.
he dated my friend, so.
dating my friend, fuck it. I'll talk from experience, actually.
Okay.
So for me, like, I feel like I was in a toxic relationship, on both parts, I think when it was time to cut it off, that's it. Like, I was like, you know what? This is too much. We're dragging it at this point. Was, when I completely lost myself. When I didn't know who the fuck, when I would look in the mirror, I didn't even recognize myself type shit.
Yeah.
I was like, there's something wrong right here. Something wrong.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But it's not easy because it takes, like, it's not easy. Like, I feel like it's easier said than done. And there might be a lot of tries, because I did remember there was a lot of tries, to like, but I will always go back. Always go back. But the last time was just like, you know what? Yeah, no, I can't take this. Like, even my family, I think it really hit me also when my family was like, you're not the same anymore. Like, what's happening? Like, the fun, energetic person that I was, like, because I'm very friendly and charismatic and whatever, bubbly, I was like dead, like I was a zombie. And I think when my parents like sat down and talked to me about that,
They were concerned.
yeah, they were concerned. They were like, what the fuck is happening? I was like, you know what?
So it's kind of like an intervention, like.
Yeah, it was an intervention. My dad mostly like just kind of there, just kind of like, my mom did the talking, but yeah, it was mostly an intervention. But even then, bro, like, I knew it was done and everything like that. I still couldn't get it out of my mouth.
Like, you just don't want to admit it.
So I kind of just gave up, like, completely, and waited till it was done.
Damn. You just waited.
It wasn't that long, but yeah.
Damn.
Even though it still fucking hurt. Because at the end of the day, even though you're in a toxic relationship, that does not mean that you don't love the person. That does not mean that you don't care for them, That does not mean that you didn't, like, you're not gonna, like, be like, oh, I'm gonna put all these years that we had together, like, nothing, I'm just gonna forget it. No. They were a big part, and you have to acknowledge that, but they're not good for you at that moment. Or, I mean, some people go back to the person, and it's a personal choice. I don't know how that goes. Not my situation, but I feel like you have to know, like, that happened to you, acknowledge that relationship took place, acknowledge your feelings, and you gotta keep it moving for yourself.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I had this friend where her and her boyfriend or whatever, I don't know what the fuck they were. They had been together for like years. I mean, like years. And they were so fucking toxic together. And I'm just like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, guys. My stomach is doing funky things. It's all those hot Cheetos.
You haven't even ate hot Cheetos.
I haven't, but anyways.
Anyways,
I had these friends. They were together for fucking years, but they were so toxic together. And I'm like, in my head, I just kept thinking, like, why the fuck are they still together? Yeah. Like, they're just like,
it's because you also get comfortable in the
they're
toxicity.
so like, both of them, it's like ready to fucking light a match to like just it's like any little thing. Honestly, every time I hung out with this couple, it was like anything could fucking set them off, and I was like
walking on eggshells type shit.
Yeah, like walking around eggshells with these people, because it was just like anything could set them off because they were so fucking toxic. And obviously I think a lot had to do with like substance abuse, like that would also kind of was an accelerant to the fire building up to this. But they were so fucking toxic, and honestly even a few times that it got physically abusive, and I was like, oh my god, like you don't even know what to fucking do at this point. But like them sticking it out with this person and just like getting like it got as far as getting hooked on meth, okay? And I'm just like, the whole time I'm thinking like, why are they still together? Honestly, by the end of it, we couldn't even be friends with them anymore, because it was just not, it was not a healthy friendship to have, especially with all the substance abuse that they had. I don't even know why they ended up breaking up, but I was so fucking happy when they did. When I finally saw that they had broken up, and I'm sure it was like a huge heart. Yeah, when they finally broke up for good, because they had broken up, gotten back together, broken up, gotten back together. You know, the whole
happens in toxic relationships.
Yeah, they broke up and got back together so many fucking times. The guy cheated on her so many fucking times. Like, it was insane, like what they fucking went through. But for some reason they were like addicted to each other. It's like they got addicted to the fucking like I don't know. It was just like,
it's because when it's good, it's real good, but when it's bad, it's real bad. And you get hooked on the fucking on the real good.
It's kind of like you get hooked on the high of like when it's good.
Yeah.
And even you want to get back to that.
Yeah, exactly. And you're comfortable, honestly. It's another thing of being like, it sucks to say with like toxicity, but like at the same time, it's like te conformas con eso.
Yeah.
You settle.
That's crazy. I don't know. I was so happy when they fucking moved on, though, and I'm hoping they're doing better.
Yeah.
It kind of like, because I have both of them on social media, and I'm like, it looks like they're doing better.
That's good.
And I was like, yeah, y'all needed to stay the fuck away from each other, because
you got meth involved now. No.
Girl, it got so bad. And like, there was the time where, honestly, I don't even know where their problems stemmed, because they were already together when I met them.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it got so bad to the point where I saw him dragging her by her hair. And I didn't,
what the fuck did you do?
I didn't know what to do. I'm just like in shock of this. And we ended up having to leave because the family got involved, and there was a whole, I didn't know what to do. Bro. I did not know what to do. We ended up, and again, I think I was like in high school when I saw all this go down. They were already graduated. They were older. But I was confused as shit. I was like, what do I do? Like, I'm going, fuck. I was not prepared. I was not prepared for that. I was like, what do I do?
I'm still young. I don't know what the fuck to do.
Yeah. I was just like, I just kind of felt like it wasn't my place, you know? At first, I was like, why? ¿Por qué me estás mirando así?
Like, what do you mean it wasn't your place?
To like call the cops and shit. Like, I didn't know what to do. I felt like, personally, I was like,
I feel like I would have been like, is this for real?
I was in high school. First of all, I feel like
you were young.
First of all, I feel like if this happened now, fuck no, I would not.
Different story.
It'd be a different story. But I feel like back then, back then, I kind of felt like it wasn't my place. Yeah. I was like, not my place to get involved in this, and I did not want to get.
Getting dragged in the background.
No, I'm just saying, like, I didn't want to get in the middle of a fucking fight.
It's true. But there was more people, right?
It was initially
what you say.
And then family got involved. Like, his mom came out, and then his sisters came out, and
time to dip.
That's what I'm saying. We ended up leaving. We were like, you know what? We're just gonna leave. We'll see you guys later. And then, a las 2 semanas, they're a happy couple all over again.
That's weird.
You know what I mean?
How are you gonna just...
So that's what I'm saying. Like, when is enough enough?
Yeah.
Like, when do you...
I think it's really depends on the person, bro. It really depends on the person. Because I feel like also, like, a lot of people, like, don't even acknowledge they're in a toxic relationship.
That's true.
And it takes a lot to like if you don't acknowledge it straight up, and for you to realize you're in a toxic, because you won't know. When you're fucking like in a toxic relationship, a lot of times you won't know.
Oh my god, my stomach is doing. Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
but yeah, I think we could only talk about like our personal experiences, and when enough was enough for us, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like other people, like you might see them and it's like it's different. Es diferente en cada persona. Even though we should not be in toxic relationships, but humans.
How do you, okay, and you don't have to answer this, but at what point did you realize you were in a toxic relationship?
Fuck, bro. Let me see. I think okay, this is me wearing rose-colored fucking glasses and ignoring the fucking red flags. I kind of knew pretty early on.
Damn, okay, you knew pretty early on.
But it was like, ¿cómo te decía? It was like little
What
things.
was the first sign?
Jealousy.
Oh.
It was like not jealousy, like, ¿cómo te digo? Like, it was, how can I explain it? Like, in a way, like your mind type shit.
Possessive.
Possessive, there.
That was the first.
Yeah, and it's like, don't get me wrong. So like, you know, it could be like a sprinkle of that, and it's not bad, you know. Like
Yeah.
some people, whatever. But it was like, it was
very
intense, pretty intense. But I didn't know. No, for me, it's like, oh, he's protecting me type shit.
And so you kind of,
But
you
I
feel like you
kinda
just
saw it.
You kind of, do you feel like you were just making excuses
Yeah,
for
I
him?
was hella making excuses, bro. Hella.
That was, and then do you feel like,
And then
so
everything
you
from
saw, okay, in your head when you were going through this, did you saw the red flags?
Yeah.
Did you acknowledge them at all, or no? You were kind of like, oh, this was kind of weird, but then you just made an excuse for it.
Some of them, I confronted the person about it.
Okay.
Like when it came to lies, I think there was lies very early on in the relationship too.
Okay.
That another fucking red flag. Fucking eat it, bro. But yeah. Then like, I noticed all these little red flags, but I was so infatuated by the feeling that, you know, I got with being this person, with this person, you know, like, that I genuinely cared about, that I was kind of like, it's not that bad. But that's the thing about it. It's not that bad right now. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. And it's just kind of like, you keep on brushing it off, it's just going to keep on getting bigger.
It's kind of like, you know when they say that it's kind of like the frog in the boiling water effect or whatever? Have you heard of that? Okay, so like if you put a frog in boiling water, like boom, boiling water, it's gonna jump out of there, right? But if you put a frog in like room temperature water, and then you start heating up the water, and then slowly, as the water's getting hotter, the frog will start adjusting its body temperature to adjust to the hot water, until eventually at one point it just fucking cooks itself because it didn't jump out right away.
Yeah, it's basically
kind of like, so
that's a really good ¿cómo se dice?
Metaphor. Is it a metaphor? Yeah, I think it's a metaphor.
So.
Comparison.
No, I think it's metaphor because you're using an animal. Fucking don't know.
Whatever. Esa madre.
Hyperbole.
I'm just thinking of words. You start fucking throwing out words out there. It's a hyperbole. It's an oxymoron.
English teachers right now watching, if we have any, they're like, what the fuck
girl,
is
get your shit together.
Oh my god. But yeah, basically it's sad, dude. It's basically.
So you kind of were like, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. You just
like,
kept saying that, like, it could be worse.
Bad.
Like, oh, it's definitely not that.
Yeah,
like,
it's definitely, yeah, exactly. Because I was like, I'm not into, this is not toxic. I've seen very toxic relationships. Yeah. So I kept on comparing to like very toxic, and I was like, I'm good. I'm chilling.
Yeah.
No, girl. Nah, girl.
Until eventually.
It got to a point where it like, ya no podía, you know. I mean, I'm thankful that I realized it, you know, and I got myself, like, you know, out and stuff like that. Or we ended it and shit like that. Because I feel like it was really, I've said it a lot of times. I can't speak on just, oh, he was toxic. Nah, I was toxic too. I was toxic. But I feel like being in that relationship, you know, like, it took a lot for me to end shit like that. Fuck, it took me years, bro. I really didn't kept on brushing shit off for years.
Do you think you didn't really realize it was toxic until after the relationship ended, or like you knew like during?
Like at first I was young, bro, like because I was in this relationship with when I was really really young, you know, so like no say like it was era fácil to just brush it off, right? But I feel like I didn't fucking realize it until probably until like I got older. Most probably it didn't hit me until like we moved in together and stuff.
Okay, so you guys were still together when you realized it's a toxic relationship. Okay. Damn, that's crazy. I feel like for me, because it was, first of all, it wasn't very long.
Yeah.
I feel like I didn't realize it was toxic until after. Like, looking back at it.
You're like, shit, what the fuck?
I was like, what the fuck was that? First of all, what the fuck was I doing? I was like, how did I let that slide? But I feel like because you're so infatuated with this person and you get like hooked on like the high of it, that like of how good it feels when it's good, that you're willing to fucking
go through all this bad shit to get that high again. You get me?
Because
honestly because in all honesty, like it comes to a point where it's like there's for me it was like there was so many more bad days than good days, and I was like there's something wrong.
That's when you were like there's something wrong.
There was way more bad days than good days.
That's crazy. Yeah, for me, I had to look back at it, and then I was like, whoa, that was toxic as fuck. And I feel like, because I also feel like because I was so inexperienced, I didn't know what
Esa es la cosa también, que no tienes tanta experiencia, because I didn't have experience either, bro.
Yeah,
that was like my first real relationship.
I've never had a model relationship because I grew up with a single mom. I didn't even know what a fucking good relationship looked like, I guess. So I didn't know what a healthy relationship looked like. So I was so inexperienced. And again, I feel like I was young, where I was just, you know, willing to have just till I don't feel alone. I was willing to settle.
Damn.
I was willing to settle because I didn't want, for the sake of not feeling alone, that I just settled for certain things and I allowed certain things to happen. Or like I allowed things to be said to me that I shouldn't have. I definitely had a lack of boundaries. But obviously, like, I think with experience and maturity, like, then, like, being out of that and, like, now in a healthy relationship, looking back at it, I'm like, damn, that shit was toxic. What the fuck? Was
bad. Yeah, no, like, for me, I think what kept me, like, because I'm not gonna lie to you, that was like, at the beginning, even though there was, like, red flags, it was a really good, like, relationship, like, from what I like, the memories and stuff like that, you know, like I felt like I was happy most of the time, you know, even though there was fucking red flags and I think, you know, problems. But I feel like I kept on holding on to, like, it was that good before, that when it was getting real bad, I still kept on holding on, and that's why it kept me going.
Bro, that dead ass sounds like a drug addiction.
Exactly.
It sounds like a drug addiction because, like, a drug addict will keep getting high because they're chasing the first high that they had of, like, oh my God, it felt so good that first time they got high. And now they're, like, getting high chasing that first high. And that's why it just, like...
You have to do more and more. Have to do you get yourself deeper and deeper and deeper. And next thing you know, you're like fucking mess.
Yeah, and you're like don't even know how the fuck you got there.
Yeah, exactly. So that's exactly what I probably could say, like, for me in my toxic relationship, like, that kept me going, just knowing that there was so many good memories before. Like, how can I, like, it could get to that, maybe it could get to that again, maybe.
Yeah, I feel like people just hold on to, like,
the idea of what that person was, but they were that, they're not that anymore. And that's what's
or maybe, like, at the same time, like, some people get addicted to the love bombing initially, you know, like, they get so, like, hooked on that, and then, like, later on realize that's not even the person who they are. That's not even who they are.
Was a facade.
Yeah.
The whole time. Yeah, I could see that.
And you can also see that in, like, narcissistic and, like, manipulative people.
Yeah.
Who they know, like, obviously, like, initially they're gonna be like, okay, no, I kind of, and you see this a lot in abusive relationships, but they're like, I have to put up this front because I don't want to scare them away. And then, like, after they're done, like basically getting them hooked on them, then they're like, being assholes after, I guess.
I know. I had a friend that kind of went through that situation, bro, where it was like at the beginning, it's like all fun and dandy. That, you know, she thought that it was a fucking perfect relationship, but then she got real like a couple time, like sometime after, where it was like basically he was just putting a facade, like to kind of reel her in and have her so in love that she wasn't gonna like leave that easily. You get me? So, and it was like he was manipulative, not only like financially, like physically, mentally, emotionally, everything, bro. Pero como ya la tenía allí, he reeled her in. Like, it was very hard for her to
Yeah,
leave.
and then not only that, and then I feel like also they get so controlling where like as soon as they like start realizing that they're kind of losing them a little bit, otra vez they're like, oh no baby, I'm not gonna do that, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna do this.
And that's the thing about it.
And then
that
they try
once they feel the ounce of that losing her or losing them, they'll turn back to how they were just for a little bit, just so they can know like this is how good it could get again.
Yeah, reeling them back. That's pure manipulation, bro.
Yeah.
Pure manipulation. That's crazy. But I guess like to each, you know, like you said, like to each.
I just hope whoever is in a toxic, any fucking abusive, emotionally, like I really hope that you find your way out.
My stomach.
Your stomach. Me trying to get serious in your stomach.
My stomach's
I
like,
really
nope.
hope that you find a way out.
Yeah.
I mean, don't be so harsh on yourself and don't punish yourself just because, you know, you can't do it as easily as others, you know. It's your own journey. It's your own time. It's, you know, your own story.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like if I could go back in time and talk to Angel when she was in this like relationship, I definitely feel like, obviously I'm not the type of person that's ever really regret anything, because I feel like all of my experiences have made me who I am. But I wish I could have just like, and I learned this with time and maturity, but I feel like I wish I would have had more boundaries. I wish I would have had more self-respect, like,
just know my value.
Yeah, know my value, and like not for the sake of having somebody and not wanting to be lonely to settle. I feel like I wish I would have known that back then. But then again, I'm not going to take my journey away from me.
Because that journey is the one that took you to the point you're at right now,
Yeah.
you know? You wouldn't have known not to settle. Like, you get me? Like, you know, because of that experience, not to fucking settle.
Exactly. That's why I'm like, I wouldn't want to take that journey away from me. But I just know that if I ever have kids, or if I ever like have someone close to me be in such a like toxic relationship, or find themselves in any kind of situation of that nature, I feel like with the experience that I've had, like I hope it like gives me like some kind of comfort in knowing that I could help them, or like if I do decide to have kids later on, be able to have that open communication with them.
Yeah.
And just like have that open communication of like how toxic relationships can be. And
because we don't have those conversations, well, at least in my household. I mean, I'm happy my parents were there and acknowledged when I was fucking going through shit and stuff like that, but lo que cambiaría una conversación of having like, what is a toxic relationship, you know, like that would have fucking changed the whole perspective.
And like I just wish, for example, like maybe I wish there would have been more time to have those kinds of conversations with my mom, because I think for my mom, honestly, I fucking have so much respect for her, because she, like, when she got out of the relationship with my dad, obviously that relationship was a bit toxic. Obviously I had no idea what the fuck was going on behind closed doors. But that's one of those times where, like, although I didn't ever see them fight, I wish my mom would have been more open and communicated with us.
Yeah.
Like, what it's like. Yeah. What does an unhealthy relationship look like? Because I feel like that could have definitely fucking helped me. But I feel like she was so busy, obviously working and like trying to support us, that she never really had the time. And I feel like, honestly, maybe she didn't even feel comfortable having those conversations with us, because she probably didn't grow up having those conversations with her parents. And
keep in mind, like, they probably grew up, like, I'm just speaking from, you know, perspective, right? A lot of their parents were probably abusive, you know?
oh yeah
they're probably abusive, not only like, you know, mentally, emotionally, but physically. So they didn't have those conversations. So they grew up seeing that, and they kind of like.
And I feel like, because I mean, not to put like all my fucking family's business out there, but I did, may he rest in peace, but my grandfather was an abusive alcoholic. And my mom hasn't said much about their growing up, like her growing up. The times that she had said that, she just said, like, again, he was a abusive alcoholic, and I think she saw that and she was just like, all right, I'm dipping out. she's like, I'm dipping out, not dealing with that. And I feel like maybe that's because she saw that. I think that's why she wasn't willing to, like, you know, my mom, she's very fucking independent, like strong independent woman, like she's like, I don't need no man type. But
that's
shit.
where like it goes one way or the other, bro. You either learn from the experience of your parents,
or you repeat it.
That's
true. And I think in her sense, she was trying to break that cycle, because when it wasn't working out with my dad, she literally picked up all her things and were like, bye, you know. And she like, and even till this day, like, she loves my dad, but she's like, my love for you is not enough. Like, it's just, we're toxic together. It doesn't work out together. So she was like, and having all, you know, deciding what was best for her and her kids, that she was like, I'm walking away from this relationship.
So, and now that you said like about the love thing, so do you think in a relationship is love enough? Like, no. Is it enough?
I don't think so. For me personally, I don't think love, and I think my mom demonstrated that very well, that like she loved my dad, and because it just wasn't working out, in a sense of like they fought about certain things, and she like, I know she genuinely loves them, and like I've had breakfast with them recently, and they still talk and they're friends and they conversate, and I know that there's like a mutual love, but it just wasn't enough because they, again, I think they were toxic together. Like, I think maybe their personalities were not compatible, maybe, and so that's when my mom was like, I love you at a distance. Because it's, for her, just loving him wasn't enough to fucking stay through all the bullshit. And she probably, and I know she didn't want us to see them fighting. And she didn't want to put us through that.
Like, I'm out before it gets worse.
Yeah. I personally don't. Yeah. I don't think it's enough.
I don't think love is enough, honestly, for a relationship. Keep in mind, like, I think we talked about it, love changes.
Yes.
Different points of a relationship. So I feel like, with that being said, it's definitely something that changes all the time. Like, it can't be your stability in a relationship. Like, I feel like there has to be more to that than just love. There has to be a mutual, like, a friendship more than just love. There has to be like a common person. Like, you don't have to be the same person, like,
but there has to be some compatibility.
There has to be compatibility in there. Like, the way you guys solve problems together, is it compatible? Like, is the way you guys communicate, is it compatible? The way you guys love, like,
mutual respect.
Yeah, mutual respect. The way you guys show appreciation.
There's so much more than there's so much that goes into it, because, for example, like, here's the thing. I love Val with all my fucking heart, okay? And I'm always gonna love him. I know I am. But if he decided that he was like, I don't feel like working, and he decided to just be a fucking couch bum,
a potato.
Oh, couch potato? If he decided he just wanted to be a couch bum, and like the fucking financial, like, everything depended on me, honestly, and I'm not saying that money fucking rules everything, but
money is a big thing in a relationship.
That's another thing. I would not feel comfortable with him just being like, no, I don't feel like working, and
it's all on you now.
I'd be like, no, this doesn't, first of all, it wouldn't feel fair to me.
No.
And obviously everybody can figure out what their fucking relationship dynamic is, because if you guys mutually agree that maybe the guy's gonna be the breadwinner, and, you know, there'll be a stay-at-home wife or mom or wife or whatever,
but keyword, you agree.
Yes, it has to be like mutually agreed upon.
Yeah, like, we talked about this, we communicated, this is how this is rolling,
this is what our dynamic is gonna be.
in agreement with it.
Yes, but if we're not both in agreement with this is not what, you know, we both agree on or whatever. No, like, I personally, like, our dynamic, it just wouldn't work out. Like, I feel that's not the dynamic that we agreed on. That's not the dynamic that me and Val have agreed on. So if he just decided to be some fucking couch potato, and he decided that he just no longer wanted to work, and, like, the financial burden was on me now, like, honestly, I would be like, nope, this isn't working out for me.
Like, I love you so much.
I love you so much, but this is not what we agreed on. This is not the fucking family dynamic that we agreed to, you know, that we agreed to have. And it's just like, it wouldn't be enough for me to fucking stick through it.
And you could still, like you said, you could still love that person with all your heart, but at the end of the day, that relationship is gonna get toxic real quick.
I don't think love is enough. I feel like a lot of factors play into things.
Neither. Because fuck, love, like, como dije, it changes. And everything like that. Sometimes you know, I don't know, it has to be more than just love.
Yeah.
Definitely to carry on a relationship.
And it's just like, some people get so caught up in this, like, movie fucking picture perfect love.
Yes, in this very passionate, like, romantic fucking love, you know. And
but it's like, love takes effort.
yes.
It's like, I wake up every day and choose to love Val.
Yeah. Oh my god. So the I Am Besties talked about this on their one of their episodes, and one of the comments that I first said, and like, I just thought about it right now. It said, love is a decision.
It is.
It's a fucking decision. You decide to fucking love that person every single day. It's not a feeling. It's you decide.
Yes.
It's not just a feeling. It's you decide to love that person.
Yeah. You're deciding whether you're going to nurture that love, that relationship, or not. Like, when people say, like, oh, we just fell out of love, it's like, no, you just stopped doing all the things you did to try and be with that person.
Either one person was doing it all and the other person gave up, or you both gave up. Either one's, well, you just stopped trying. And don't get me wrong, there's, like, I think it comes to a point too where you, like, maybe tried everything and it's just not working out. You're not compatible or whatever it is, and it's time to call it quits. You know, you also have to know when to call it quits. But I feel like when you just, like, fall out, whatever, bye.
Yeah.
Like, I can't be, that's the thing about it, I can't be with, like, in a relationship where I know I didn't give it my all first, and then I could be like, okay, I gave it my all, it didn't work out, but if there's, like, I feel like that ounce of doubt, like, yo, I should have done, like,
I could have done more.
That's where it kind of fucks you up too.
Yeah. I just feel like, I think I've always told Val this, like, oh, would you miss me if we broke? And I'm like, no. I mean, I would still love you, but I feel like if it got to the point where we, for whatever reason, broke up, I said I wouldn't regret it or whatever, because it's like, I know that I gave it my all. I was like, if we broke up, it's because it just didn't fucking work out, and I know that I gave it my fucking all. Like, at the certain point when you finally but when you start noticing that you're not putting in as much effort and you're just not nurturing the relationship, it's like you're kind of already giving up on the relationship.
Exactly.
So it's like, I know that if something were, like, for whatever reason, if we do break up or we divorce or whatever, it's because, like, I feel like I wouldn't regret it because I know I gave it my fucking all, my all, effort, everything.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I think a lot of relationships, especially with time, that, you know, there's some, you get comfortable and stuff like that, and sometimes you do stop trying, you know, but you also have to acknowledge that, oh shit, like, I stopped nurturing this relationship so much. I have to get myself back up and, like, put
Start
more effort.
again, yeah. And some people just...
It's not going to be perfect either.
Yeah, some people think that it's just like, oh, love happens and it's
like,
just going to work
feeling.
out. Yeah, like...
No.
It's just going to like magically work out.
Bro, you know how many times that flame could go, like, fizzle out? You can fucking bring it back up. As long as you fucking try. And it's the right person. Tampoco, no lo pongan con algo tóxico ni nada. We're talking about two healthy people in a relationship.
In a healthy relationship.
In a healthy relationship, not toxic.
Yeah. Damn. Damn, we went hella deep again.
I know.
We hella went deep.
Fucking
Yo creo que
relationships.
ya nos pasamos.
Pues sí. Pero ahí los dejamos con eso. Oh, I fucking hate myself. Still trying to get used to this. But don't forget to follow us on TikTok and Instagram. I was about to say a podcast again. TikTok and Instagram at La Lucha is Real Podcast. We put out most content.
Yeah.
A lot of content there. We also interact a lot on Instagram and everything like that. And if you have any juicy chisme, make sure to fucking there's gonna be a link down in the bottom in the description bar if you're watching YouTube, or you could just head up to our Instagram page and it's gonna be in our bio.
It'll be the link on the bio.
Link in the bio.
In the bio.
On the bio link.
Yeah. All right, guys. Don't forget to leave a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. 5 stars. If anything less, hit the DMs.
We'll have a panel or discussion.
Yeah, we'll round table your concerns. All right, guys. Pues ahí los dejamos. Que Dios los bendiga. Besitos. Bye.
Bye.
Hola amigos, if you or someone you know is experiencing abuse in a relationship, the National Domestic Violence Hotline advocates are here for you, 24/7, 365. Call 1-800-799-7233 or text START to 88788 or chat online at thehotline.org. Remember, you are never alone.